The views, comments, and opinions of the following program do not necessarily reflect those of Morris Media Studios, MorrisMediaLive.com, or its affiliates. Listener discretion is advised.
As a small biz pro, I saw we roll, using procurement, program, and control. As a small biz pro, I saw we grow, using procurement, program, and control. I'm a businessman, yes, I'm an entrepreneur. Oh yeah, I'm a businessman, yes, I'm an entrepreneur. Oh yeah, I'm a businessman, yes, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a businessman, yes, I'm an entrepreneur. Oh yeah. Crystal Mitchell.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is the Business Zone with
Crystal
and Gilbert Buchanan, your small business paramedic. And Crystal, today we're going to have a great show.
We're going to have an awesome show. We have some phenomenal guests in the studio.
Yeah.
One of ours is obviously being affected, Miss Sheena Riviera. I was looking forward to meeting her, so we're going to have to make sure that happens. But as it would have it, nature intervened.
That's right. And, sometimes these things are for a reason.
Yeah.
So we're going to embrace that, and
we just want her to be safe.
Exactly. And that's exactly what I told her. I said, listen, just go ahead, take care of business, and we'll reschedule it.
Right, because the fires or something else. I was watching on the news this morning how it was shutting down, and they kind of knew it. This is almost like a preempt for a tornado or something. They knew that this was going to take place.
Exactly.
As I was mentioning to you earlier, I was at an Edison meeting on Wednesday, and that was a conversation that they were having on safety and wildfires.
Wow.
And, this is just something, but I think they're better prepared for it this year. So they already had their evacuation centers up, and it's been on the news all morning.
Right.
And so, the 5 and the 210 and the 118,
the 118
and anything coming in from Agora or coming anywhere from the north or coming in from wherever the winds are blowing the highest, that's where it's the problem. The northeast.
So I saw a lot of this last night on the television. It was kind of crazy because I'm getting ready to watch Jimmy Kimmel, to see what's going on, because I love to hear what he has to say in his monologue.
So it's all political now.
Oh yeah. So I saw the fire going on, so I was just hoping, and then they were showing this one house that was on fire. Yeah. So I was hoping that no one was really affected.
Yeah, I have some friends that live in Porter Ranch, and they put on Facebook this morning that they had been evacuated last night. Right. I think they were evacuated out about 3 o'clock this morning. Yeah.
But today, Crystal, I want to get on a soapbox.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah. I want to talk about a lot of things. I want to talk about 2 things, as a matter of fact. One of them, that little insurance situation I had, that car accident I was in 4 years ago.
Oh, 4 years ago, the Vegas one, not the one recently.
No, the one in Vegas.
Oh, okay, all righty. I guess that would require a soapbox.
Oh, yeah, and they've been stringing me along.
Okay. I thought that was settled.
No. I just want to make an appeal out there to all small businesses and individuals. I just want to let you guys know that whenever you get involved in an accident, you don't know when it's going to happen. It's going to happen somehow. When it does happen, you want to make sure you keep excellent records, because that's really what's going to help you. These guys been jerking me around for 4 years, telling me, hey, you're not injured, you're not this, you're not that, and I did my research to find out, because they said I might need surgery. So I did my research to find out what the surgery is going to cost. We're talking an average of $94,000, an average.
Wow.
Average. So that's just the just below the midpoint.
Right.
So, and all I'm asking those guys for was $65,000. I said, just give me $65,000. I'll take care of my own medical, take care of my attorney, my medical, and all of that. They don't want to do that. So they called me up last week, and they didn't call me. They called my attorney, and then they sent me an email saying, hey, we want to go to mediation. So usually when they talk about mediation, they want to meet you halfway, right?
Well, normally, but not maybe not in today's climate. But normally used to be.
So at first they sent a bogus offer to my attorney, $27,000. I'm going, get the heck out of here. I'm not $27,000. No. So then they said mediation. So I'm going, okay, must be they are going to go much higher.
Right.
So anyway, long story short, they wanted me to drive all the way over to Riverside, which I did. Sat in a stupid meeting for 4 hours, thinking that, okay, we're going to get at least 45 grand out of this. They put 30,000 on the paper, 30,000, and that's after some long talking for 2 hours, right?
Wow.
So I'm going, this is ridiculous. So the guy keeps, well, there's nothing we can do. I say, State Farm, there's nothing you can do. One client alone is at least $1,700. One. Okay? And you're trying to tell me you can't increase this, say, at least another 5,000 to 10,000? This is ridiculous. So I said, I'm walking. I told my attorney, I said, come on, let's go. We're out of here. So, we're walking towards the car, getting ready to leave. They come running out. Tell you what, we're going to jack it up to 32. I'm going, 32,000? You guys are ridiculous. So my attorney keep going back and forth with them. And, he said, you know what, let's just take the 32 because if not, we're going to have to depose one of their experts tomorrow. And then I'm going to have to pay them $2,500.
Yeah, because they'll get it one way or the other.
Exactly.
They eat it up in attorney fees.
Yeah.
But now that was you and Kelly.
Yeah.
Did she get her?
They gave her $19,000.
Oh, so she had already been. That's why I guess I thought it had been settled.
Yeah, she gladly took it, and I told her not to. And anyway, she ended up getting probably about $5 grand out of it.
After the attorneys?
Yeah.
Wow.
So, that was that. 32 grand, that's what they're going to offer me.
Okay.
What I found out when I was in the meeting is that they've been watching our show every week.
Oh, how do you know that?
Because they told me. They said, I see you have a radio show. Because they're checking to see if I'm doing physical things, things that I claim I cannot do. So I just want people to know that, whenever you're in those types of things, be aware of what you put on social media.
Anything on social media. Everything on social media.
So they watched all of our shows. They could tell us everything we talked about. I'm going,
well, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Do they want to advertise?
Yeah. I say, hey, we've got sponsorship packages.
Yeah, they want to advertise, and we'll go with that since they're such an avid fan.
Exactly.
So if you're watching right now, then make sure we have an advertising package so you can reach out
to us, State Farm. Reach out to us.
And we'll be glad to be able to announce, do a 2-second commercial.
Yeah, we'll talk about how not to get involved with you guys.
Well, that won't be how we'll get paid. No, so I'm trying to get you paid on the other side. There's always more than one way.
You know what's amazing?
What?
My business insurance agent is with State Farm. And they've been trying to sponsor a little part of this show.
Okay.
So that's why I wasn't too aggravated with them because I know I'm going to get it back somehow.
Yeah, so you got to figure out how you can get it from either the front door or come in the back door.
So I'm going to reach out to that agent and have them sponsor this show.
Well, that's pretty cool. Did they say they liked the show? Or were they just critiquing it to see if you were doing a somersault or something? They didn't
say I like the show, but what they're saying is that we want to do a show with you. That's what they're saying. So there are 3 attorneys, right? They said it's going to be 3 attorneys and a business consultant. That's what they call it. I said, you guys are something else.
See, another way, like I said, you can't get this, you can't skin that cat one way.
I tell them there's no way I'm giving up my co-host for you guys. No.
Well, you could have a show in addition
Heck no. I don't like attorneys. I hate them. So the next thing is these guys from Torrance, Van Lingen, the tow truck company that I have a subcontract with, don't want to pay my bill.
Oh, that's that big one you've been fighting with, huh?
So we had a hearing this morning at Metro.
Oh, my goodness. You've just been into the whole legal thing, haven't you?
Thinking that we're going to resolve it, and now we're going to arbitration.
Wow.
I told them, I said, listen, you guys don't understand the platform that I have. We have a radio show called The Business Zone. Metro, we have a radio show called The Business Zone.
So who's not paying you?
The prime contractor. But Metro is supposed to be the enforcer, and they're not really enforcing this. The whole reason why they developed a department called DEOD, Department of Economic Development, is for small businesses like us, so they don't disenfranchise small and minority businesses. But that's what they're doing, because the prime breached the contract. We signed a contract for $115,000. So far, they only paid $40 and don't want to pay any more.
Well, I think that, and that's something that we were having a conversation with Edison the other day, and that's something I think is an issue or a concern with a lot of small businesses.
Yes.
Because, and I mentioned that to one of the, we had to do a roundtable kind of thing. It's like, if you're a small business, then your capabilities or your capacities are small. Right. So, and you don't have additional funds where that can carry you over while you're waiting 3, 4, 5, or in your case, you actually end up having to go to court in order to get paid.
Exactly.
Because if you're expensing out the workforce in order to execute the contract, and there is no concerns, and you've done your part, then their part is to make sure that they pay you, right?
And that's what that department was about, to ensure that small businesses like me get paid and don't get jerked around by primes like that.
Right.
They're not doing their job.
Yeah.
So one of the points that I brought up, I said, you guys currently have a project on the Crenshaw corridor.
Yeah.
And that project is causing harm to a lot of small businesses, over 700 small businesses. Some have to shut down. Some of them are not making money because you're running your train, your railroad through there, and it's affecting them. How do you feel about me getting on my soapbox and start telling these small businesses how you're not taking care of small businesses
what
on our show?
Well, what did they say? I said this at the RBD meeting the other day, that a closed mouth does not get fed.
Nope.
And so if you have a voice, and that's what I say for us as a people, as African Americans, if we all came together and merged our voice, then our voice is larger. And so we were very excited because I told some other groups at a town hall meeting that I was speaking there, and they had a fence. This is Metro and all of them. They had a fence around Lamert Park, right?
Yes.
So the fence is being opened now.
Yes.
Because they all took that voice and they went down to City Hall and they went to the council meetings and they spoke loud. They took busloads.
It's about time.
And so that closed mouth is what doesn't get us fed.
Right.
So we do need to start talking.
We've got to talk.
We need to use whatever mediums that we have in order to voice our concerns. But then we need to all step up and stand up behind the individuals that are speaking so that we can make a lot enough noise that we can get stuff done. I remember when I was working in insurance, when I first got into my first corporate job, and I played claims for an insurance company, and it was a special project that they had that was geared to bus drivers with long-term disability, and so what would happen is, soon as they went on disability, 30 days later, they were all disabled, right? And so you have to do your investigation and your underwriting. But the ones that was the squeaky wheel, we got calls from upstairs all the time. Just pay them. Just pay them. So you gotta be the squeaky wheel sometimes, because that's what gets stuff done.
Because the squeaky wheel sometimes, what it does, it embarrasses the other side.
Right.
It creates a commotion, so people start paying attention to them.
Exactly.
And sometimes they get this undue attention they really don't want.
They don't really want.
Especially when we go to the media.
Yeah.
So one of the worst platforms they can allow us to have is this.
That's why you have to have. Dr. Claude Anderson said that the power that African Americans or Black people need is to be able to have a voice in media.
Exactly.
Because you can, and if you're watching any of the shows today, you see that there's messages being dispensed to us. Blackish. There's always a message about the sufferings and the concerns of Black people.
Yeah.
And so you have to use your platforms in a way that will help people be able to rise up and take care of themselves.
Right.
So use your platform, my brother.
I'm telling you. And we just got started, because what I'd like to do every week on this show, I want to speak something about the small businesses around here, how they can take advantage of opportunities out there.
Right, exactly.
Because they're not telling us.
Well,
But
they have no intention.
since we've been there, we know.
Right.
So we're going to share that.
Yeah,
so
you have
that's
to
my
share
soapbox for today.
All righty. Well, see, I do my soapboxing on Facebook.
Yeah.
I'm a mean person on social. In fact, a couple times I've noticed lately I've been in Facebook jail, so I know my word is counting. I don't take it as an insult. I take it, you're hearing me, huh?
Yeah. They're hearing.
Okay,
they're
I just have to be. I'm really quite clever, so I figure out another way around it to get what I need to do, but still get my voice out. So use your voices.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's important. Audience and guests, use your voices.
I see our one of our guests who wasn't able to show today, Shireen Rivera. She's checked in online here.
Well, tell Shireen.
Hi, Shireen.
When the weather is when Mother Nature hasn't intervened, we will definitely invite her back to the show.
We'll definitely invite you back, Shireen, and we hope you're driving safely back to your home, and we want to have you back. We want to have you back because we really want to tell your story. I think you've got an amazing story to tell.
All righty. So we're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to bring our guests up, and they're two amazing individuals. And, it's kind of going to work with Shireen, because Shireen was a transformational speaker, and that's what her business is about. Yes. Well, these two individuals here, or at least one of them, has made some major transformation. Really? And so it's all about living in the purpose. And I think I listened to something Shireen had, a video about living in your purpose. And living into you now and knowing what that is in order to achieve. So it was going to make a perfect collaboration and synergy. But that's okay. We work with what we have.
For sure.
Okay.
So we'll go ahead and take a quick break right now. You're on the Business Zone with
Crystal
and Gilbert Buchanan, your small business paramedic. Take a break.
All right.
Small businesses spend more than $500 million each year combined trying to find missing or replace missing paperwork. Hey, small businesses, are you tired of losing out on business opportunities because your paperwork is not in order? And don't you hate having to register in multiple websites just to find a single procurement opportunity that may not even be worth your time? Well, worry no more. Small Biz Pro is the solution to your
Market and Lamar. Assist officer, shots fired. Okay, code 3, Market.
I wake up every morning asking myself, will this be the day that I don't make it back home? When I put on my uniform, I realize I become a target for all those who desire to fight against good. No, you wouldn't be able to ride with me. My reality is different than yours.
Hey, something's gotta change. Something's gotta change right now. Right now.
Those boots was for me.
Right now.
I am the law. This is my territory. Now turn around. It's okay. What you got on you, huh?
I ain't got nothing. I ain't got nothing, man. You ain't got nothing. Right now.
Right now. Right now. I'm on the right side of justice, and it's not her blind side. Right now.
Directed by Michael Barrett Jr.
So we're back on the Business Zone with
Crystal
and Gilbert Buchanan, your small business paramedic. And for those of you who are just tuning in to the Business Zone, our phone number here is 323-293-3375. That's 323-293-3375. Give us a call if you want to speak with any of our guests here. We've got some great information to disseminate today. So, Crystal, who do we have in the studio today?
We have Pastor Michael Barrett and his wife, La'Keisha.
Yes, right.
La'Keisha Barrett, both very talented. I'm going to do your bio first, and then I'm going to do yours. So, Pastor Barrett, from the streets to the Fed to the pulpit, he's lived a very rich life.
That's funny.
Through his trials and tribulations, you have come out of the storm, and you've made a major transformation. You were in prison, spent 18 years in prison, yes, right? And for running a drug organization. You also became an ordained minister while you were there on your way out. Yes. It sounds like it. And then you start writing your autobiography. Yes. And titled Surrender, and an adaptation screenplay under the same title, which caught the attention of Hollywood producer Devin Franklin. You were released from prison in 2013. You met your lovely wife in there. You married her in 2014. God was just blessing you all over the place, man.
Blessed man.
You received the Father of the Year award. Let's see what else happened. Difference Maker Award in 2015. You speak to charter schools within Compton, talking to juveniles and youth offenders and facilities in order to help reshape their lives. Yes. That's excellent. You're the pastor of Do Right Christian Church, and you have a media company that I guess you're producing films and music that is run by you and your wife. And right now you have your first feature, Beyond the Shield film, that is being distributed through PureFix, Tubby TV, and Google Movies. Wow. Awesome. Welcome to the show. We're glad to have you. Wow, you have done some stuff. But then we're going to talk about you. You're also extremely. I heard your Don sent me your single. Oh my God, your voice is awesome.
Thank you.
We have a little clip when we come back, when we take a break.
Yes,
you're going to listen to that. So you're a gospel recording artist. You're an actress. You manage the business.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. You're the woman behind the business. Make sure things are right. And your daughter's also performing.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh my God. Well, welcome, guys. We're so happy to have you.
Welcome to the Business Zone.
To the Business Zone. So tell me, what a journey.
Yes, truly a journey.
So you met her while you were detained, right?
No, actually,
after.
no. I met her at church.
Oh, before or after?
When I got out of prison, I met her at church.
Oh, beautiful. Mm-hmm. That's amazing.
Yeah.
So you've been just going to church going, I'm looking for my Prince Charming.
Not even.
You weren't looking for him, right?
That's a negative.
He just stumbled along.
Listen,
well, it seems like God has embraced you, and I think He probably was the making behind all of that.
He was.
He's definitely orchestrating everything behind the scenes, and that's just how God works. You know, if we just get in the passenger seat and let God drive, everything will be fine.
That's
right,
true.
exactly.
I totally agree.
And so many times we want to intervene and not knowing He knows your plan, He knows your purpose. Right. And I think, and that's I kind of entitled this show, Knowing Our Purpose and Living in Our Purpose. So a lot of times we resist the purpose. Yeah. And right? Would you agree?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, and I would say probably your purpose had always, our purpose is always predestined. Yeah. And so when you took your early journey.
And see, when we take an early journey, it's just a preparation.
That's right.
For the duration of the journey.
That's
you see what I mean? Sometimes we get upset when we get deviated from our journey. But if we really think about it, that deviation really was preparation for where we're supposed to go.
Yeah, preparation for your destination.
That's it. Yeah. That's exactly. I like that. Preparation for your destination.
Yeah. So what clicked while you were in prison to send you in a different path?
Just really being tired of being tired. You know, it was like as the years went by, God finally got my attention as far as hearing that voice. Yeah. You know, I heard the voice before, mom speaking it, family, different people speaking into my life. But it was a moment in my life where the voices came more clear. And then God is saying, okay, today is your day. Right. And that epiphany for me was a game changer. Right. Because I had tried everything else. At a young age, I ripped and ran the streets. I lived that fast life, went to prison, stand-up guy, went to trial, lost trial. So I did all of the street stuff. Yeah. And so as the years went by in prison, I just realized, you know what? Something good got to come out of this. Right. I can't leave out the way I came in. Right. And I went in when I was 23 years old. And so on my 9th year, that's when God said, okay, I'm about to get your attention. And so as I began to lose everything, like literally lose everything while in prison, still trying to make things happen in the street, God said, okay, you still trying to run stuff, so I'm going to just strip you of everything. And that rock bottom place, you know, that Jonah place where you go your own way, and then God got to send the whale and swallow you up, put you in the belly of the beast, and in the belly of the beast, you begin to cry out to God, and then he spits you back out. So, okay, now you're ready to go.
You're going to listen now?
Yeah.
I don't think there could be a rock bottom. They said I'm going to jail for 18 years. There was still a bottom to that? Yeah. Okay. Because that would have been it for me. That would have been my bottom.
It's just like in business with us, Crystal. We're talking to our small businesses and we're saying, hey, you need to do this. They're not listening. You need to do it. They're not listening. And, you know, maybe after the 7th or 8th time, then it dawned on them. They're going, oh, yeah, this is what Crystal was talking about. Now I'm going to listen. So that's really what it is.
Yeah. And you need that epiphany. You need that moment of like, wow. You know, Moses ran across the burning bush. And that was that wow moment for him. Like, why is that not consumed? Something is different. Normally I come through this path and I see it all the time, but this time it's something different. And that's what it was for me, you know. And I had to know God for myself. I couldn't know God through mama or anybody else. I had to really know him for myself.
Got to know for yourself.
And he had to show me.
Yeah, definitely. So Beyond the Shield, what's the story behind that? What brought that on?
Before actually a lot of the police shootings and stuff like that, the Lord just dropped that film in my spirit, and it's about a police officer that actually is torn between doing what's right or doing what's wrong. And, you know, I don't want to tell the story, just go on Tubi or PureFlix to find out. But just in a sense of having police shootings, and we see how right now when things happen in the community, there's an outrage. You know, everybody want to burn something down. They just want to just attack. And God is showing how you can take a tragic situation and turn it all the way around. And my wife plays the lead female role in the movie alongside Omar Gooding, who plays a youth pastor that gets killed by the police. And so that officer that's involved, he's torn between, do I do what's right or do I do the norm? And that's where we are, you know. And I know a lot of times, and me, number one, I would be the first one to say all police are bad, but that's not the case. And so it's a case-by-case situation, and you have to allow that to play out and see what it's like. And so that's what we try to show in the film. We try to let it play out and show you how behind the scenes, God's hand is in the midst of it, and he's just working everything out.
I think one of the things that it also shows is we always look at the victims, but we never think about the officers. And it's not to justify anything dealing with the officers, but we're all human. We're all God's people. And one of the things that the movie shows is it shows forgiveness. It shows that even though the police officer made a mistake, sometimes you get the ones that do it because of hatred. Other times you get some that do it because of fear or
rush to judge,
or they rush to judge, or they just didn't have lack of training and different things like that. In the movie, it shows a lot of different elements of both me as the widow and the police officer and his wife and his family going through the dynamics. When the media shows these police shootings, you see the families of the victims.
One-dimensional.
You do not see what the police officers are going through. And whether they are right or wrong in their judgment, you know, none of us are here to judge. At the end of the day, you don't know how sad they are. You don't know how remorseful they are. And so this movie, Beyond the Shield, it shows both sides.
So it provides different vantage points.
Exactly. It shows you the angle from the police officer's angle as well as me as the widow. So it shows both dynamics.
When is this going to be released?
Oh, it's out.
It's already out?
You can watch it right now.
It's on YouTube?
Tubi TV and PureFlix.
Yes.
I have to check it out.
So Tubi is TUBI.TV.com, and it's a free app.
Tell them again how they can get a hold of it.
It's TUBITV.com, and it's on all of your phones. You can download it for free on your phones. If you have Roku or smart TVs, it's a cute little red and black app that a lot of people just scroll over and don't pay attention to. But it is a free app. It requires your first, last name, email, gender, and date of birth.
That's it.
That's it. And the thing about it is, reason why it's free is that each movie has 3 to 4 commercials in it. That's less than 30 seconds. Right. But there's amazing movies that are on the Tubi app, and it's an amazing app.
How long is this movie?
It's 90 minutes.
Really?
Yeah, a little hour and about.
I gotta watch that tonight.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Watch it tonight.
Friday night. Friday night. Beyond the Shield.
I was just talking to my partner. I'm the co-host, the co-director of Recycle Black Dollars, and we were just talking about what Tyler Perry just did with the studio and how awesome that is. And basically what we were just talking about, us controlling the media, right? The message to our own people. From all sides, so you can make you can use your critical thinking skills in order to make better decisions, right? And I was saying, you're not really tied into Hollywood anymore. You can distribute your movies wherever there is.
And that's the good thing.
Isn't that excellent?
That's the good thing. The platforms that we have today. This is a platform.
Right.
You're able to get your voice out. Whereas before, you go to Hollywood door, you knock on it, put your script, and they be like, "Nah, we don't like it," and then you stuck. But now today, those days are over, and Hollywood is actually panicking and scrambling.
I would think they were.
Figure
they
out
would
how
be.
many more Tyler Perrys are going to pop up,
right?
How many more platforms are going to pop up?
We popping up,
right? And even from the music side, used to be you had to get a music deal. You don't have to do that. I remember you can air it on Facebook if you choose to. Spotify, iTunes.
I'm on Spotify,
Amazon.
Soapbox and just start singing.
That's what I'm talking about.
Right,
you have an audience.
See how many people you draw in, right? And then go to YouTube. Go to wherever you want to go. That gives you, which really, from a business standpoint, look at the opportunities that you have. Whereas before, and better deals can be made, because that's a big issue in the entertainment industry.
And it takes you out of the box of being a slave. As an artist, learning all of the entities of becoming not only an artist, but becoming a businesswoman, having to do the Spotify, the Google Play, the Apple Tune, the iTunes. And so I'm learning as an artist more than just how to be an artist. I'm learning how to be, because we do have we dropped me under our record label. Okay. But just learning how to be more than just that artist, learning how to be the business behind it. Now, hey, if a record label want to pick our label up, come on with it.
Right, but it gives you an opportunity to show your
everything about that aspect before I just jump out there. Because before I was a Christian artist, I was a secular artist. I did an entire album. I know what that looks like. I know what those contracts look like. I know what that feels like. And so even in the movie industry, everybody gets confused because my husband wrote a book, Beyond Surrender, and everybody thought that this book was for the surrender. They was like, "Is this your life story?" Learning how to make a movie from the beginning to the end was a blessing. Oh yeah. Because we went out there and we looked for the larger companies to embrace our company. Right. And they were like, "Oh, if you had this person attached to it, or if you had that." So now we can go into business meetings with a business card to say, this is what we have done and this is what we can do. So it's not like we're striving artist, director, or writer now. They can look at it for themselves and see that what we have accomplished.
And organically, you're building your own audience and your own followers and your own and trending yourself, right? So now you come not begging, you come in like, "Hey, I got 100, 200, 3 million followers. So how valuable am I?" Right?
When you think about somebody like Tyler Perry, how he started, first being homeless and then actually taking what he had, the little bit that he had, and just working with what you got. And I think a lot of times people look for the big grand thing, and then they feel worthy and say, "Okay, I have something." No, you take the little bit that you have, and you take that little bit and you work with what you got. Jesus showed us that with the fish and the loaves of bread. You just take what you got and lift that thing up to God, and God will bless it, and He'll add on to it. And don't despise small beginnings. And that comes our problem sometimes. We see other people and it's lavish lifestyle and they have all all of this, and we're like, well, I don't feel like I've arrived yet because I don't have what they have. Just stay in your lane, get what you got, and you'll get to that point.
Right, and you can take it at your pace.
Yes, ma'am.
And I think, especially in the entertainment field, you don't have to compromise your principles.
That's the
because
best.
that happens when you go. I have some friends that are comedians, and in order to move up that big ladder, they got to do some stuff that's totally against who they are in order to be mainstream. And so this way, it's we live in what we're living in is we want instantaneous success. Well, in anything that you're doing that you want to create legacy, it takes time, right? You have to take your baby steps, and you have to build your platforms and your structure so that you can stand on what you believe in and not be uncomfortable with what somebody else wants to.
And as he said, when you all were talking about the business segment about even the insurance company, people are always watching.
Oh, yeah.
I went home. I'm from Kansas City, Missouri, and I see Harold Jackson is watching now.
Yeah.
And it was amazing, but it was so enlightening to me when I went to 2 different events at home. And the people were running up to me, literally singing my song.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm.
I felt amazing. I mean, they were singing my song. They had downloaded.
That's amazing.
And they were like, I mean, I was at Pastor Sarah Roberts Jake's event, Women Evolve, and there were like at least 10 women that was like, oh my God, you're home. And they were like hugging on me. And a couple of them I had CDs. They was like, I wish I had your CD. I said, girl, I got it for $5.
Let me go over here to my car.
I whipped it out my purse. I was like,
see, that feeling right there to me is better than being on the red carpet.
Right, exactly.
Because be home in my hometown and to be recognized by those women. I mean, we're here to see one person and they're like, they're singing my lyrics.
Yeah, that's
wow. And then, they're like, I already downloaded, but how can I get it? I'm like, right here, girl, in my purse. And I was ready for me. I was ready to just bless them, but they were like, no, let me sow
You're in
a
business,
seed.
so
you don't know who's watching, but every time just always know people are always watching.
That leads me to my next point that I was going to ask you. So I wanted to know this link that you have here. How many people have you sent it to and say, hey, send it to everyone?
Baby, we send it to everybody. Everybody in
your network, right? One of the things, and again, people like, oh, how much money I'm gonna make. You have to have the platform, and then, like you say, you get it out there, and then you create that audience. Yes. And as you create that audience, you present a brand to them, and they will begin to follow that brand. For me, ministry, I the Lord is my top priority, but under that, He's allowed us to do things that is consistent with ministry, whether it's a movie and it's a message in the movie, it's a song, it's a message in the song. So it's not like we're doing ministry here and then doing something contrary over here. No, we keep it consistent so people can see the brand, but they know like, wow, they are consistent with what they're bringing to me.
I like that. Now, your song, how long is your song? How long is it?
It's like 3 minutes.
3 minutes?
15.
Are we going to play it a little bit?
A clip.
So do you want to go ahead and take a break?
Right, so
he can cue it up and bring us back in with the song?
All right.
All right.
For me.
So you're listening to the Business Zone. We've got 2 phenomenal guests on the show. Crystal, you want to tell them who we have?
We have Michael Barrett and his lovely wife, La'Keisha.
So give us a call, 323-293-3375, 323-293-3375. Give us a call if you want to speak with our guests and find out a little bit about their journey, their accomplishment, their objectives. Give us a call, okay? Amen. We're on the Business Zone. Take a break.
See you shortly.
Listen, don't let nobody knock your grind or steal your shine. If God gave you a gift or a talent, you better go after it. That's all I'm saying. I must admit I messed up about 1,000 times, maybe even more. But yet you chose to save me, even forgave me, 'cause that's the kind of father you are. You made death go away and behave. And Lord, I wanna thank you, forever praise you, 'cause now I am sure what you got for me is for me. I'ma tell it, yeah. truly changed me, and now I am free. You take my dark nights, you turned them into light. Now I'm like a little butterfly, I can fly, and you're the reason why. What you got for me is for me. I'ma tell it, tell it, tell it, tell it, tell it. What you got for me is for me. Everywhere I go, all the people I meet. What you got for me is for me. When they look at me, all they will see that what you got for me is for me.
Mommy, is it true that I can be anything in this world that I want to be?
That's right, baby, and don't ever let nobody tell you nothing different.
Okay, Mommy. I love you.
I love you too, baby. I've been there, I've done that. I know that without that, your love and your mercy is all that I'll ever need. I've been there and I've done that, and I know that without that, your love and your mercy is all that I'll ever need. What you got for me is for me. What you got for me.
So we're back on the Business Zone, and the voice you're hearing in the background is Miss La'Keisha. She is just phenomenal. I didn't even know it was her. I'm going,
That's
whoa.
funny because my husband used to say that when I was writing this song, right? I was walking around the house and I was thinking, he was like, him
Whose
and my
song are you
daughter,
singing,
they was
right?
like, oh, that sounds good. Whose song is that? Mine.
Whose song
Right.
is that?
He's like, he gonna say, no, for real. Whose song is that? Brother, for real.
For real, it's mine.
A good friend of ours,
Steve Wimley,
produced a track for you, Steve Wimley. Because I see him on there. Shout out to him.
Hey, Steve.
Did an excellent job.
Yeah.
But you know, they aced it. I really liked it.
It's a
It was
beautiful
like a
song.
Yeah.
So you did secular music prior to this?
Yeah, many years ago.
Many. Because this is that was your God-given talent and path.
Writing has always been a gift of mine. When I first moved to LA in 1993, I had a demo deal with Jive Records. And,
okay.
But in 2001, I worked on an album, and I completed an entire album, about 12 songs.
Oh, okay.
And I recorded in Atlanta, Dungeon Family, amazing, talented producers. But I received what was called the 360 contract. And
let's explain that to our audience with the 360. Because that kind of fades into why you need your own platform.
So the 360 contract is the contract that is the reason why Prince ultimately put slave on his face. It was the contract that Prince got. He put slave on his face. Basically what it does is it's a either production or management or a record contract that owns you, owns your name, owns anything and everything that you think about doing under that contract. And so many artists actually signed that contract because they offered them a nice sum of money for it. And I would have been one of those artists, but I was in the Bahamas. I sent my contract to the States to an attorney at the time, and the contract came back with all these red marks, like da-da-da-da. I was like, what in the world? Like, why did he destroy my contract? And he called me. He said, listen, who are you in the Bahamas with? And I was like, my manager. He said, are you with the same person that gave you this contract? And I said, yeah. He said, get out of that country. He was like, get out of there. If they pay, but the good thing about it, my manager at the time, all due respect to him, he was a T-shirt guy out of the Bahamas coming into the industry. The contract was given to him. And what happened was my management contract stated that if I did not sign the production contract, then I would not owe him as a manager.
Oh.
So I walked away not owing, but I walked away not ever getting to this day a copy of my album. I still own the music because I wrote the lyrics, but that devastated me. And I said, you know what, I'm done. I laid down the pencil. I said I would never sing again. And when I met my husband, I explained to him all that. And New Year's, about 3 or 4 years ago now. We were in the car. He kept telling me we had a meeting. So halfway into the meeting, he was like, and by the way, our meeting is at the studio. I was like, say what now?
You didn't hear my conversation when we met.
Yeah, and he was like, no, I really want you to meet this guy, Nicholas Miller, and his dad, Christopher Miller. And he was like, no, this is a guy I met. I think you'll like him. So we went over there and we recorded our song that he and I have together called Time to Surrender. It turned out amazing. And so that got my itch back for singing. I had a long conversation with the Lord, and he explained to me that I protected you and I removed you from the secular world because you were never created for that world anyway. But now I'm going to release all of, the things that you need in this realm if you just trust me. So it took me a while because I was hurt.
Yeah.
I was damaged goods regarding my singing. And I've been around producers that would say, oh, your voice is not strong enough, or you're this and you're that. And so, no matter how strong you are, when you hear that, that puts that's a
strategy, right?
Yeah,
right, that's a strategy.
Yeah,
that's a power strategy.
Yeah. So once they tell you that, you're going to start feeling bad about yourself.
I was there.
So then the compensation that you're anticipating, you're going to start, well, maybe I'm not worth that
maybe
much.
not.
You see what I mean?
Yeah.
See, did you get paid for any of that work at all?
No.
See?
Not $1.
I didn't either.
He's a Jamaican a reggae.
I've done multiple albums back in Jamaica. And a few of them, I haven't got paid for it. My songs are all over YouTube and all over the place, but $0. So I know exactly what you're saying about that slave contract.
Yes, sir.
And every opportunity I get to tell, aspiring artists out there, I tell them.
Yeah.
The biggest thing, and I'm sure you guys already know this, the biggest thing about as a singer, a songwriter, a producer, is having the publishing for your song. Because that's where the producers and all those guys get you, on the publishing. Once they get the publishing, they can do whatever they want. You're just getting pittance if they have the publishing. So control that publishing.
And that was the blessing in the deal. I did own my publishing. They never tried. And that's why I say, I don't drop names to try to blast them out, because he didn't try to control me. He just did not know. He was given the contract. He was upfront with me about not knowing. I did own my publishing. I walked away with a serious lesson learned. But now, moving forward, my thing is explaining to the people, never give up. I started out in my early 20s, you know, and most people don't tell their age, but I'm proud of my age. I'm 47.
Oh, you don't look it at all.
Thank you.
Yeah, you guys
but
look young.
Been a long time. And so, but even at
They're
that,
blessed.
I am highly favored.
Right.
And so, even with that, God's blessings is still bestowed upon us. He is still allowing my gift to be turned, my song for me. You hear my 8-year-old daughter, Kamora, she's featured on it. So God knew what he was doing, and he had to allow me to go through those things to educate young people to say, don't give up. You know, I walked around in my 20s, woe is me, and I've been around the best of them and the rest of them, but I learned from that. So I take that as my fuel, and I allow that to motivate me and inspire me, rather than, you know, keep me in that dark closet that I once was in.
Now, how about that song between you and your husband?
It's called Time to Surrender.
Is it released already?
It is on YouTube.
It's on YouTube?
It's on YouTube.
I gotta check it out. It says Time to Surrender. I gotta check it out.
Just look at Michael and La'Keisha Barrett, Time to Surrender.
I gotta check it
out.
Man.
Awesome. You guys are so talented.
Yeah, that's
and I can see how blessed and highly favored you are. It's all in your favor.
This is the new Tyler Perry.
I receive
it.
And I think you do have to, because when you look at the music industry, when you look at just the business side of it, you know, they're in business, right? So when you have a talent, sometimes you're not always, the business side is not there, right? The creative side is what overshadows, and you want so badly to be famous or to be able to use the talent that God gave you, that you kind of overlook the red flags threats that come up. And so I think it's really important to be able to have that business side.
That's a lot of people are just so thirsty for an opportunity.
Yes.
And you have to realize, one of the things I always talk to my wife about, I said, this is our ministry. And so when you make it your ministry, you make it about a soul first, not a dollar.
Right.
And I believe, this is what I believe, that God will honor that first. Because we see it. I mean, it's a dog-eat-dog world. Everybody want to be at the top, the crab in the barrel mentality. But when you make it about the people and you make it about that soul, that's what God is interested in.
I think so. And I think you have to have that foundation, something that you believe in, because just like you said, they will say anything to you. And if you're not solid in your beliefs, then they can easily coach you. They'll test you. And again, they're in business. So they're in the business to make money. And unfortunately, they're making money off of people who are too thirsty or don't have the knowledge or the information or the education to protect themselves. And so that you go in trusting your managers, you go in trusting the studios. They tell you whatever they're going to tell you, because all it requires, because in this industry, the stroking of the ego is all part of how well you perform, right? And so when you feel that your audience loves you, and they tap into that as a manipulative method or in order to get you to do what you want, then you can easily be lost. And so I think your ministry is phenomenal. Awesome that you're talking to young people, because right now everyone knows my whole thing now is not about us, it's about them.
That's right.
Right? And so we need to make sure that this world is a better place for them. Even though we may have had our trials and tribulations growing up, they made us who we are today, and we live to be able to talk about it.
And my husband and I, we haven't been able to do as much this year, but for the last 5 years, we were mentors at Lifeline Charter School in Compton.
Oh, okay.
So one of the things that we did with Beyond the Shield was we brought the production to the school.
Oh, wonderful.
We had been mentoring there for about 3 years, and none of the students really knew what we did. They just knew that, they called me the warden, like, here come Miss Lady Barry, and so when we brought the production there, and the students that we particularly spoke to, and then we opened it up to the whole school, and the ones who signed the release forms to be able to be a part of the movie, we brought Big Up to Major. We brought Major. He's a recording artist out there. Sean Hayes is another guy that I did a song with. So we brought the camera crew there, and we incorporated the movie to allow the children. There's a part of the movie where I opened up a community center, and we allowed our children to actually be those children.
Awesome.
So that they could see that, what I remember the kids saying, like, Miss, you really sing? Like, they seen me coming in my little jeans and my T-shirt just regular, but when they seen us fixed up with the camera, they were like, Miss, you guys really, now they see themselves
right,
in the movie.
Exactly, that and they can do, because it's real. Now it's not something that they see on TV.
That it's obtainable.
Right, exactly.
When we first came in there, I remember first coming in there in a suit, and I had to take my suit off because they looking at me like, lady, you don't know nothing.
Separation. That's it.
And so we had to show them that, even though we come here with you guys, we do have a life outside of the school. And so we brought our life outside of the school to the school to let the kids in Compton, and it's not to put Compton down by any means. I love Compton. I love just people in general, but a lot of those kids, they've never even been to the beach. And you think like, how is that possible? But that's just the life that they live. So we had to be able to bring
it to them. Most of them don't leave a 4-block radius.
They do not.
They really don't. They don't know. I've sat on several boards and been involved in several youth programs, and I do a summer biz camp teaching kids how to be entrepreneurs. But prior to that, for 15 years, I was a ski coach, a race ski coach. And so we took kids all over the world, and some of them had never seen snow.
Yes, ma'am.
Some of them had never been on airplanes, planes. They only knew what was in their backyard. And now I'm doing the same thing. I sit on the board for a youth tennis program, and we teach kids how to play tennis. And they've met Serena and Venus, and
I need to get my kids.
You have to bring it out. We do a program every Saturday morning. We're at Harvard Park, which is at 62nd and Halldale in Los Angeles.
Okay.
And
that's close by Western, right?
Yeah, so it's like Gage, Gage and Western, right around the corner from there. And so we have our own coaches. We've been around. The program, Pete Brown actually launched the program or founded the program 30-something years ago, but it became a nonprofit in 2009. Gotcha. So we raised money for it. So we have our quick start kids that we're teaching how to play tennis. Then we have our under 10 kids that are actually playing tournament tennis. And then we have our juniors. They travel, they do tournament play. We just sent them to Florida to participate in the American Tennis Association championship. So we love our kids. We're looking to grow to a humongous program. In addition to the tennis, we have an academic program. So they learn Mandarin. We have someone that comes out and teaches them Mandarin, and then there's a program called ACE, which is an academic achievement program. We have someone going to start teaching them coding, and I do the entrepreneurial piece of it. So by all means, bring her out. We have Harvard Park, we have St. Andrews. We will eventually have Van Ness, which is Van Ness in Slauson. That's going to be one of our parks. We have parks. We're not doing anything there yet, but Athens and Luders in Compton, we have those parks as well. So we have 4 programs. We doing a collaboration with the city of Los Angeles where they want to make our program within a 10-mile radius of where our home base is to offer tennis to all of those courts. So we're doing a partnership with them. So
I have an 8-year-old for you.
Yeah, well, bring her on out. We would love to have her. The kids have such a phenomenal time. We provide the equipment for them, and we have coaches, and we even have an adult program so that the adults can hit while the kids are over there hitting. So you don't have to just sit there and be bored. So
it's amazing how time flies.
Yeah, it flies.
I really would have loved to just sit here for another 2 hours.
Just have us back.
Yeah, we're going to have you back. You guys are so awesome. I am so happy for you. You're so talented, and I just love that you're living in your purpose. And I think the message you must have for kids is absolutely phenomenal from your beginnings. And one of the things I've learned with children, when they hear it from somebody that's lived that life, then it's a whole different story than me telling them. So usually when I'm talking to kids, I have a mentee that was in prison for about 15 years, and that was his business as well. But he came out. He tells kids, I came out with a business plan with my whatever that $200, and he has taken that and created a business and those same skills. He said, I just put it on the other side of the law.
That is amazing.
So different product. Same, but it's a business, right? I always say
it's legit.
It's a legit business, but. Wow, it's been awesome. Thank you guys so much, and we definitely will have.
Tell the audience again how they can get a hold of you.
Well, first and foremost, come to Do Right Christian Church. We didn't mention the church.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Do Right Christian Church, 9815 South Vermont. Services is at 8:30. You're more than welcome. You can catch us on Facebook, Do Right Christian Church, or you can catch me at Michael Pastor Barrett on Facebook, Instagram, Michael Barrett Pastor, and my wife.
So you can download that new single for me on Google Play, Apple Play, all of them, Spotify, but it's $1, so don't get Spotify. Go to Apple, go to Google Music, Amazon Music, any kind of outlets that they're out there. Go for me, La'Keisha Rambo Barrett. Download it, spread the word to all your friends. You can find me, La'Keisha Rambo Barrett, on Facebook, and you can find me on Instagram, La'Keisha R. Barrett, or you can email me at lrb1ministries@gmail.com. That's lrb1ministries@gmail.com. And if you are on my Facebook or Instagram, inbox me, but download that song for me.
Yes,
download
beautiful.
It,
and go to,
Tubi
TV. Check out Beyond the Shield.
Free app, Tubi TV.
Yeah, movie night tonight. Movie night tonight.
Right.
Beyond the Shield for free.
Friday night.
Friday night.
So, Crystal, this has been an amazing show.
It has
I really love this show. It was wonderful. And, the stories that our guests told, it's just phenomenal.
Awesome. It's just awesome. So there is a life in this transformation if you just allow it to happen. Amen. That he has the plan and not us. And so stop trying to direct.
And we're going to continue to use this amazing platform to help individuals and small businesses. And please do not hesitate to contact us here to get a hold of Crystal.
323-447-7272. Anywhere on social media, just put my name in and I will pop up. Recycling Black Dollars we're doing our annual 90 membership drive, and get your ad in the resource guide. We need our Black businesses to stop being the best kept secrets in our community. We need to know where you are so we can support you with our dollars.
That's right. And for me, next Thursday, I have a workshop in Riverside with the Riverside County Black Chamber of Commerce. And we're going to be providing a workshop on marketing. And it's going to be an amazing workshop. We're bringing in Sarai Garrett.
Okay, all right, cool.
She is phenomenal. So she's going to do branding.
Okay, cool. And she does an excellent job with that.
Yeah, she's very good. So that's at the Riverside County Black Chamber, and it's going to be in Riverside. I'll get you guys the information. Reach out to me. My phone number is 888-882-1168. 888-882-1168. My email is Gilbert@thebuchanangroup.net. Gilbert@thebuchanangroup.net. Give me a call, send me an email. We'll talk about your business, get you set up, build your infrastructure. And Crystal?
And we will see you guys next week. Have a fantastic week. If you're living out in the Porter Ranch area, be careful, be safe. Evacuate if they tell you to evacuate. You can always rebuild, but you can't rebuild you.
Gotta listen to the authorities and evacuate.
And do that, and we will see you guys next week. Have a phenomenal week.
And this is the Business Zone, and we're out.
Shouts out to Don Strozier, wonderful fitness guru.
As a small biz pro, so we roll, using procurement, program, and control. As a small biz pro, so we grow, using procurement, program, and control. I'm a businessman, yes, I'm an entrepreneur.